I'm sure they will, though.
She's a tough one.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got women's basketball with us. We've got Riley Hayes, Coach Taylor Wagner, Olivia Reed Thyne. Coach, pretty good second weekend. Defense looked like it kind of got back on track and kind of got going a little bit. Did you see differences between the first and second week?
Yeah, I mean, that was our focus going into that week in Salt Lake was our defense. And we just really wanted to make teams take more difficult shots. We felt like we were giving up easy layups, wide open threes. I think our focus was a lot better this last weekend and making them take tough shots. And then, too, we kept them off the free throw line as well. And that was a big factor in the games where they weren't getting free shots. So hopefully we can kind of continue that, throughout the rest of the year.
And also rebounding was a huge key, especially Saturday night when I think St. Edward's only had 19 rebounds, only had 2 second chance points. Is that just kind of a focus point of emphasis for you guys to really start hitting the boards harder?
Well, I think our energy was better that weekend, and that kind of carried over in the rebounding department as well. And I know Olivia had a big game in the rebounds, and then the guards are starting to do that as well. So that's kind of something I think when you play hard and you're down in a stance, it just kind of carries over into that area.
Riley, new to the team this year, and you come in as a 3-point shooter, and you kind of showed that the first week, hitting 8 in one game, and we were kind of laughing. It's like Jalen's going to get her out of she's going to break her record, so she's going to try to get you off the floor. But what do you kind of see as your role on this team, and kind of how is it different from Arkansas Fort Smith?
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to do everything I can to help the team offensively and defensively. I think the biggest thing is when I get a shot, I need to make sure I'm hitting it as much as I can. And then just getting other people open, just doing anything I can to help us win.
I mean, Olivia, it's you're so familiar with the players on the floor with you. You've got a couple new ones rotating in. It just looks like the chemistry is building every game better and better. You're finding each other a little easier every time out. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I think so. I think we all get along on and off the court, and I think that we're good at finding each other, and we have that good team bonding. So I think that you can see that on the court.
It looks like everybody's trying to take a little bit of pressure off you, try to open you up a little bit more, and obviously the work you've done in increasing your shooting range looks like it's really opened you up to drive a little bit more too.
Yeah, I mean, this offseason I really just worked on being able to space out specifically to like the short corner and the high post area, and I think that can relieve some pressure when it comes to doubling, and it also helps having great shooters, and Riley's a great addition for our team and to open some things up down low.
Wednesday night, I mean, finally a home game, very familiar opponent. And I know the way the schedule's set up this year, it kind of opens you up to play some non-conference opponents. But obviously, Pueblo as well as they know you. So what are you kind of looking for on Wednesday night?
Well, I think they're going to play hard. And, going back to last year in March, I thought they were really physical with us, and that's what we're expecting. A really, game that I know it's in November, but more of a March feel. And so we've got to be ready for them. They have great athletes and great players, and they do a great job. So we've just got to be able to match their energy and be ready to go from the tip.
Hey, Riley, with fifth-year transfers and getting that extra year, what was it about Colorado Mesa that made this the place to go for that one more year?
When I came on my visit, there was just a sense of like expectation and a winning culture that I wanted to be a part of. Like, it was just a standard, and that was something that I really liked. And the offense fits really well for me as a 3-point shooter. Coach and the team, they have a lot of faith in me. So I think the culture was the biggest thing that I liked.
Yeah, and watched the first couple of games, and the commentators, well, that was deep. I mean, Is it just a process of learning how deep you can be on the floor before you let fly?
I honestly don't really think about it. I've always kind of shot off the 3-point line a little bit, and I feel like people don't guard me as deep, and so I just naturally go deeper, and so luckily it goes in most of the time.
Is that one of the on the bench, no, good shot type of things?
No, but I don't want to give that to. I'm just saying shoot it when you're open. So she's open, and she's in a good rhythm. I think, everybody's looking for it to go in, and that's just kind of how it is. I think it's more of a, time, score, and rhythm thing. But once she gets going, a lot of them go in.
Olivia, I know a lot of people, tomorrow night it's the player of the year, defensive player of the year. You guys have had some battles, you and Alicia. You don't sometimes guard each other all that much, but is it just a little bit more special to go up against another really good post player?
Yeah, I mean, Alicia is a great player, and I think everyone and anyone knows that. And it's a great matchup. It's a fun matchup, and I think, it's not, in my mind, it's not Alicia versus Olivia. It's Pueblo versus Mesa, and I think that it's becoming sort of this rivalry, and there's a lot of layers to it. And I think we're really excited to compete. So.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you don't want to, she alters shots. I mean, she does that, but
yeah.
you don't really want to have to change your game to go up against that team.
Yeah, I mean, she's a tough defender and she gets her hands on a lot of things and she's really athletic. And I mean, I think a lot of it is just being smart and deciding what shot is a good shot. And yeah, I'm going to focus on playing my game.
And Coach, the first 2 weeks, you've non-conference season and, conferences coming up here in another week. But have you seen the progress that you wanted to the first couple of weeks and knowing that there's still a long way to go?
Yeah, you said it, there's a long way to go, and hopefully we get better each and every week. And, getting that momentum and timing during that year when you peaked at the right point is really important. And right now it's just getting better each and every day in practice and building on that, when we play games. And so, you obviously want to win everyone, but we've got to get better in some areas. And that's kind of what I'm looking for is if we do all the little things we're talking about in practice, I think we'll have a little bit more success in the games.
Yeah. And Riley, with the RMAC, you're not as familiar as you are with the teams in Lone Star that you've played before, but getting the chemistry with this team, how has that gone? It looks like it's gone pretty well with you and Brooklyn both.
Yeah, I think at first I feel like it's always hard coming to a new team, like learning how things are done, but I feel like the transition went really well. I feel like the team has really put a lot of confidence in me and Brooklyn both just on the court. And they've been really helpful with the transition as well. And when we play other teams in the RMAC, when we scout, everyone just kind of letting us know their tendencies, things that we might not pick up on our own. So I think the transition has gone really good for both of us.
For any of you, we have Jay Duran now on our sideline, if you will, kind of stealing her back from Pueblo. What has she brought to the team this year, and what do you kind of use specifically for this game and her knowledge of the opposition to your advantage?
Yeah, I mean, she's a great addition to our staff and having an extra person there, extra eyes and another body. And so we're really happy that she's been able to be there. And then she knows their team well, their tendencies and everything. So we've leaned on her a little bit, when we've had questions on scouting report and everything like that. She's given us some good insight on what we need to do. But at the end of the day, I think both teams know what's coming, and it's going out there and competing and playing a smart game. And just making sure that we do our part.
Thanksgiving's coming up next week. So question of the week, Favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
I like it all. Mashed potatoes, probably.
I like the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, mashed potatoes.
Okay. We have no stuffing on this team.
No
It's the
stuffing.
first team.
I
that
like
has
the
barely-
stuffing too, yeah. Stovetop.